So, this was going to be a video of me putting together these parts into a ray gun. Unfortunately, I filmed all of it and I lost it, so I have no idea where it's gone, but what I thought I'd do is pull it all apart and then show you how I put it together. So let's start with the drill. I found this drill at the junk shop. It was old and falling apart, but look at it, it's amazing. It's got fins, for God's sake. It's awesome. So as soon as I saw that, I knew that I could make a ray gun out of it. So I pulled it apart, took the guts out, cleaned it because it was just full of grease and gunk, and took the chuck off. And in place of the chuck, I put this threaded rod. And it's a great way to start off making the barrel of a ray gun like this. You can add your parts to it and build upon this. You can see that I've added some aluminium tubing. I've roughed it up a bit. I want it to look old and hacked, and I just put a bolt in there, so it's very secure. And you can see the back there's just a washer and a nut holding that in place, so it gives me a good base to start the barrel. And then next I've got a bunch of other parts here. This cool I guess heat shield maybe from a filter, I think it was, but that's pretty awesome. And then just a bunch of washers and tubes, and then tube springs and other bits and pieces. So what I'll do is I'll put this together and show you how I did that. I've got to remember now. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to grab one of these big washers, just put on there, and that's just going to be my base for this. So it's got a pretty big hole in the back of it there, but if I line it correctly, I can secure that on there. To do that, now I've got to remember what I did here. I've got another washer, just put another washer on there, like so, and then I just secured it with a bolt. I like to try and, when I make these ray guns, to be able to pull them apart. I hate using glue. There's no reason why I couldn't use glue, but there's a certain satisfaction of making these things by and being able to put them back together again. So now to get that done up tight, I'm just going to get these needle nose pliers and grab hold of that bolt and do it up. Before I do it really tight though, I just want to make sure that everything's straight, that it looks straight and even, there's no gaps. Looks pretty good. The rod's straight inside that heat shield there, so I'll do that up tight now. I want to do this as tight as I possibly can, so I don't have to do anything else later. So now I've got a really good secure nozzle. So already you can see that that's looking like a futuristic ray gun. Now the other cool thing is, it's called Lightburn. I mean, how cool is that? Lightburn K14. Sweet as. So next I wanted to build the inside section to that. So what I did was I used a spring and a piece of this aluminium tube. I use a lot of this. It's a really good way of building these type of ray guns. So I just put the aluminium tube on there. Another washer. Washer's always good. That washer just goes on top there, like so, and I just got to hold that in place. So I was lucky enough to find this little part, and I just added a thread inside, and it all threads together, hopefully. So I think the thread's a little large, but it does go on, like so. And again, use a pair of pliers just to secure that as tight as I can. So now you can see the insides kind of look like there's a bit of a heat, I guess, wire inside, and start to build up bits and pieces on it to actually make it look like a ray gun. This comes in and out. It's kind of sweet. And yeah, so that's the first part. So you're starting to get a ray gun. Pretty serious looking blunderbuss ray gun. Next is the sight. So there's already a hole here, so I just utilised that, and the sight's made up of these parts here. So I just raided my parts drawer, used another piece of aluminium tubing, and just started to stick things together. So, you know, pushed this into place, like so, and I could kind of sort of see it starting to look like a nozzle, or a sight, sorry. I found this little bit and sort of squashes on. Now I'll have to glue these on at some stage. Unfortunately those bits, or I could put a screw in here and just screw it together, which I might do as well. And I found this old lens from God knows what, and this little surround which fits very snugly onto there. And if I put that in there, you can see that that's a pretty cool looking sight. I've got it's a manual looking sight on top, and that's just a slider potentiometer knob, pardon me, and so then I just cut another smaller bit of aluminium tubing, rounded the top part of it, sorry. So when it sits flush there, it looks like it's made for it, you know, it's not sitting you know, like this. And you can see it's sort of a bit awkward looking, but rounding it off like that, making concave, it sort of looks like it's made for it. So next I have to secure this into the top of the drill. So all I did was use this big bolt, push it through, added that, and then put a small thread inside there, and then secure that into place. It's probably a little longer than it needs to be, but that doesn't matter. Now knit it this way, and I'll just do that up as tight as I possibly can. I don't want it to move around, and that's pretty straight up and down the gun. So there's your sight. I said I'll have to glue these in a bit later. Put it together and have a look. There we have it. So next I'll put the trigger on, and then we're going to put some electronics inside of it. I wanted to make noises. I've also got a small LED ring that I'm thinking about putting on the front there as well, and I'll put some knobs on either side on this. Yeah, so that's the next step. Added the switch, which works fine, and I mentioned an LED ring. So this is the LED ring. I built a little test circuit, a strobe test circuit for that. Switch that on. So it strobes, and it's controlled. The speed of the strobe is controlled by this pot. So slow, and fast, and on. And the really cool thing is, this fits perfectly on the end of the gun. So I reckon that looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to work out a way to incorporate that, and I'll add the pot somewhere as well so you can control the speed of it. Yes, the only thing I've got to work out is the wiring. The wiring's going to have to go through the heat shield and come out here somewhere and then into the body of the gun. So I didn't really want to have to see wire here, and maybe I can wrap the wire around the barrel or something. Just a bit of a feature, but yeah, that's where we're at. Part 2 will be building the sound circuit for this. I've developed a PCB for that. I'm just waiting for that to come, so that will be part 2, and I'll incorporate that inside the gun.